everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of the WhotKnot podcast. My name is Kathy. I am a disabled maker after a car accident in 2007, and this podcast is all about crafty things. And on the table in front of me, I have got a pile of stuff. I have been making like crazy this week. It's funny because I thought, yesterday I thought, I don't know if I've got that much to show on the podcast. And then I started gathering everything together and I was like, maybe I have been busy this week. Anyway, so we've got a few things to get through, so I'll get stuck straight into it. So first off, I'd like to say thank you to lovely Amanda. We had a little conversation on Etsy and she bought a few little bits and pieces, and not long after that I received a parcel in the mail from her, and she had sent me some lovely honey from her husband's beehives, and we had it for breakfast on the weekend and it was delicious. So what a lovely little gift. Thanks so much, Amanda. I really appreciate it. I was so excited when I saw it in the mail, and my husband was as well, because he likes to have his honey on his crumpets on the weekend, so he was very happy about that. So thanks, Amanda. Alright, what am I wearing this week? I don't know if I'll be wearing my jumpers for much longer. It's starting to warm up really quickly. I have started to cast on another little jumper for Ralph, but I don't think I'm going to worry about finishing that this year because he stopped wearing his little green jumper. So I might put that away and I'll do that around Easter next year, so he's got it. But today I am wearing my Lovenotes that I knit a little while ago. Everybody's knit these, I think. They knit up really quickly, they're comfortable. Managed to knit a size that fits me, bonus, and I seem to have a lot of purple yarn, I noticed, in my stash. I don't know why. It's not my favourite colour or anything, but I thought, I'll use some of it up in this. So let me just see. I've written down what I use. Alright, so I'm not off to a good start here. My battery just went flat, so I'm hoping that I've now put a charged battery in. I had them both in my battery charger, but for some reason that one didn't charge. Anyway, what I was saying was the yarn that I've used here in my Lovenotes is BC Garn Yorkshire in purple, and I held that together with Willow and Lark Plume in the colour Tea Dance. And I will say that I am having some pilling, but that's pretty easily fixed and it doesn't worry me. I've done the 3/4 length sleeve, which I like, and yeah, it's really comfortable, a really nice, quick and easy knit, and I highly recommend it. I'm just looking at my fringe. I COVID-19 my fringe this morning, so look, it happens. Right, so finished objects, let's have a look. So first off, as I showed on my Instagram, I was trying to, as I said last time, I've been enjoying watching Stitchedbymrsd, and she makes some beautiful project bags, but her thought process was that she was trying to think of, because there are a lot of project bags on the market, she was trying to think of something that was unique and that other people weren't doing. So I thought, I'm going to put some thought into that as well. And so these are what I came up with, some hand painted ones. So I have bought some special fabric paints. These are fully washable. So what happens is I paint that on and then I heat set it. So they're fully washable and it won't come off. So I have made only 2 of these bags, and somebody's already nabbed this one. So that'll be posted out tonight because she bought it earlier this week. I've she's also bought some cards which I've stuck in there so that I've got her order all together. But I've lined it there with the key ring and everything. And on the back I have tested out my fabric stamp, so that's also been heat set there, and I've stamped a little flower and done a little patch and a little bit of hand embroidery around the edge of it. So I did not actually make the canvas part of this bag. I purchased 6 of these ages ago, and I was going to tie-dye them. And I tie-dyed one and it didn't really turn out that great. So these have sort of been sitting in the cupboard behind me there for a while, and you know, I wanted to use them. So as I said, I did not actually make the canvas exterior of this bag, although I have put everything else in it. The rope pull, the lining, it was not padded, and I've put some wadding and stuff in it. So yeah, I thought they were a bit different. I haven't seen too many hand painted bags. So I did one with a little bird, and I have done one with a fox, and on the back of it with the little bird there. So yeah, just something a little bit different. They're a good size, so made those this week. And there was a little bit of fiddling around because they were sort of the prototypes, but I am going to do a few more at some point. I've got all the stuff laid out ready to do them, so we'll see. Now what else have I got? Oh yes, I've got my big flower hug. That is all finished, and I am really happy with how this came up. I have washed and blocked it, and you can see all the colours running through it. I think it looks really good. The flowers blocked out really nicely, and I'll show you up this end. I actually ran out of the Zorba ball. The sun's going in and out today, but we should be right. At the top here, just at that little section there. But I had some sock yarn that was very, very, very similar, so I added it in and finished off the flowers on the top edge there. And I think that you can't really tell that there's a colour change, but it's definitely a big shawl, and it's because it's garter, it's super squishy. Let me see if I can. And yep, it's really nice. I can see myself sitting down the beach drinking a glass of white wine or similar, and staying warm in the evenings with that across my shoulders. And the green yarn that I held it together with is the Bendigo Wool Mills. It was a limited edition run in asparagus. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I love it. Very nice. It was easy to knit. A lot of just plain knitting, and every so often you had the pop of the flower. I think if I knit it again, I'd put more flowers in it. That's just me. But yeah, that was a really good knit, so I enjoyed that. Now, I did also finish my Florence Bee, the kit that I showed on the last episode from Stitch Create Love, Lindsay. And she sent me that lovely little package, and so I finished my Florence. I swapped out some of the colours that she'd sent me for these little pink roses, embroidered it on, tacked it on to this fabric. And what I'm thinking about doing with this is adding some borders and stuff and making one of those, it's got the dowel in the top of it like a banner, and pinning my enamel pins to it and hanging it somewhere. But it turned out really nice. Lindsay has a tutorial on her channel on how to make these. Even if you don't have the kit, you could make this from her tutorial. She explains it really well. Her background is teaching and she does it very well. I did watch the whole tutorial. I followed exactly what she says and it turned out really, really nicely. So yeah, that's a cute little thing. And there was enough in the kit for me to make 3 of these. So I will probably make the other 2 and put them on something that I'm going to show you in my whips. So yep, I was happy with that. So that's another finished object there. And of course my watercolour for this week. So I've got this guy, which was very popular on Instagram. The reason I came up with this picture was years ago we had a farm and I did a lot of folk art painting with acrylics back then, and I remembered a picture that I'd painted a long, long time ago, and I was saying to my daughter, do you remember the picture? Do you remember the picture? And so finally I just thought, I'm just going to try and remember it. And I don't think it's exactly the same because I think in the picture there was a bicycle or something here. But that's what I came up with from my memory of a painting that I did probably nearly 20 years ago. So yeah. So a little dog, the flowers, and yeah, so that one's done. So my last finished object, which I was very, very happy with, is this guy. What? How cute. This elephant, made him this week. It took me 2 days to make him. I think if I made him again it'd be much quicker because I now know what I'm doing. Is that focusing? Yep, there he is. So he's a scissor holder, and I got the pattern off Etsy, and he's got the fabric lining in his ears, and I had a couple of these little glass eyes, but why isn't that focusing? You could also use safety eyes. And on his little saddlebag there, he's got, I've used some iron-on transfers. It was a kit that I had. I'll just see if I can show you. I picked these up from Spotlight. I've got quite a few of them. And they're really handy to have if you do a lot of crafting and things like that. But that's the brand, and I have they have all sorts of different ones that you can get. Some Matushka dolls. Yeah, all sorts of different ones that I've picked up. But this one came in a 2-pack. So you got that and this little bird here were both iron-on transfer, iron-on patches. So these pins, what you basically do is it's got felt on the back, and I put some fusible lining between the middle there. Oh, we've got a visitor. Hello. Come on. You gonna come up and say hello? Come on. Rusty. No. He's gonna hop underneath the desk there and go to sleep. Oh, you've changed your mind. Too late. Good boy. So, yeah. So that's got just a flat head pin in the middle of it. And felt on the back. And then I fused them together on that one. But on these other ones here, I did do the fusing in the middle, but I have just blanket stitched around the edge, and as you can see on the front, done some little roses, little grub roses. Yeah, so that's that. And the saddle bag comes off if you want to. I had it just pinned into place with the, so you can take that off if you like and just do the elephant. And look at his little tail, it's got a little pink button on it holding it all together. But I bought this pattern off Etsy, and I'll link all the details below if you are interested in making one for yourself. But I did buy all the felt because you need 100% felt, and it took a full sheet to make this, cut this elephant out and make it. And I got my felt from Sally Dixon Creations, and I got that off Etsy, but she's also on Instagram, and there is another platform that she sells her felt on. But how cute is that guy? And I was telling the story yesterday that I showed this to my husband, and he said to me, so is that what it does? Is that all it does, is it holds scissors? And I said to him, yes, that's right, holds the scissors. And he said, that's a lot of work for something that just holds some scissors. But you can use it as a pin cushion as well. Make a few more of these little pins and things like that. But I thought he was rather nice. So that's all my finished objects. And I'll show you my journal because I wanted to just show you when Amanda sent me the honey, she sent me this lovely card of the fox wearing socks. And that's one of Katie Green designs. I'll just actually I'll take it out of here. There we go. Katie Green. She's very talented. Look at his socks. Look at those socks. So I've also got all my pattern pieces cut out. So that was the other thing that took a while, was to cut all those bits and pieces out. But now that I've got them, it would be much quicker. And when Amanda sent me the honey, she sent me all these little bees and decals for my journal. So as you can see, Amanda definitely used those. And I don't know if you can see down the bottom there, that I'll just move that little girl, and she's, if you've ordered from my Etsy shop, you'll recognize these little slips of paper that I put in all the orders with a little message on them. But I liked that one, and I'll tell you what that says. The best conversations are the ones where you don't have to worry about what you say. You can just be you. So true. You don't have to watch your P's and Q's. You can just be the person that you are. And that's really nice to find people who you can do that with. And I have to say that I think that there's a lot of people within the knitting community that I personally feel pretty comfortable with. So it's a really nice thing. So that was that. Now, whips. Let's whip it. So I've got only 3 whips. So first off, I've got the wrap that I said last episode I was making for Auntie Rhonda, and it is the Luminous wrap by Ash Alberg, who is Sunflower Knits, and I've made some good progress on that. There's 7 repeats in the pattern, and I've done 3 there. So I'm hoping to be almost finished this by the next podcast. If I'm not finished, I won't be far off. But it's really easy to knit. you do have to kind of concentrate a little bit because these are all little twisted cable to create this pattern, one by one twisted cables. I know there are techniques where you can do the cables without the knitting needle, and if I'm doing the cable where you bring the needle, the loop to the front, I can do it. But if you have to put the needle to the back, the loop to the back, I have a lot more trouble with that. But I usually just have a darning needle in there and I just slip it onto a darning needle and flip them back and forth. But it's really soft. The wool is Wonder Soft by Knit Picks, and it's really lightweight as well. I don't know what the balls of wool weigh, but this is going to be a really soft, lightweight wrap. And it's knitting up beautifully, and I will be doing quite a bit more on that. Keeping that in my little bucket that I made a few weeks ago. I'll put that over there. So, and of course, I'm working on my Zweig for the knit along with Lindsay from Stitch Create Love. Lindsay and I are doing a knit along. There are a few people involved in it, and everyone's jumpers are looking so nice, really nice. I mean, it's a beautiful knit. It's a stunning jumper. So I'm really enjoying knitting on it. I have finished all the, boom, look at that colour. Oh, look, I think it's going to look quite good on me, so I'm not worried at all. But I did say to my husband, because of the way this yarn is speckled, it's got like the brown bits in it, which I really like, but then I was kind of thinking, does it look like I've spilt my cup of coffee or something down the front of me? Which is not out of the realm of possibility, trust me. And I said that to my husband, and he said, absolutely not. It looks like it's part of the pattern. But yep, I've done the contrast colour here in it's a very soft blush with combined with this corally colour, and I finished all the lace work, and I'm just knitting on the body. I think I'm showing you is that the back or the front? Oh no, I am showing you the front. And I am helical knitting at the bottom there, but I think it's knitting up beautifully. It's going to be a lovely garment. I did try it on when I separated for the sleeves to see how it was going to fit me, and it's going to fit me. I'm pretty confident this is going to fit me all right, and I'm really enjoying the yarn, and I'm really happy with how it's coming together. So what I normally do is after the podcast, because I will knit on the Luminous wrap for 1 week, and then I knit on this for a week, so that I make good progress on both of them. So I don't know how much further. I'll probably get maybe another 3 or 4 inches on the body by the time I see you guys next. But yeah, I think it looks good. I'm enjoying that. So that's that bad boy out of the way. And the last whip that I've got in place was after doing the Florence with Lindsay and learning a few tips and tricks and feeling a bit more confident about busting open all the stuff that I bought to do the English paper piecing, I had a go at making just a piece. So this is what I've made. I cut out a few of the fabrics, and I've got a few other ones there that I'd liked, and I've got all my paper pieces in the back there. I did use the glue stick rather than the basting thread technique, and I tested pulling out the center one here to see how hard it was going to be, and they come straight out, so I'm not worried about that. And my plan for this is to add a bit more to it until I've got enough, and I'm hoping to make like a sewing machine cover for my sewing machine. So I'll keep adding to it just as I feel it looks good, and then I will line it with some wadding and some plain fabric and see if I can't come up with something to cover my sewing machine. I don't think I'll need a pattern for that. I think I can wing it. We will see. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's all hand sewn together. It's a nice activity. I can just sit out in the garden and do a little bit in the afternoons, and yeah, I could see myself getting into this a lot more. So yeah, that's that. Alright, so that takes me to my Etsy seller this week. Actually, I better just check my notes and make sure I've told you everything. Yep, this brings me to my Etsy seller this week, and this is like a dual purpose Etsy seller because I actually contacted this lady. I'd seen her on Etsy. I've never purchased anything from her, but I contacted her and asked her if she would do a custom design for me as part of the giveaway for the Zweig knit along that we're doing. And she said yes. So I was very happy about that. And so what I've got to show you is not just my Etsy seller this week. This will be a prize for the Zweig. And you guys are going to go bananas when you see this. Look at this guy. Ah. So she's painted a sheep on it. And if you follow the thread around, I hope I don't drop it. There's a ball of wool. And if I turn it around this way, back to this guy. There we go, now it's focusing. So he is super cute. She's done an amazing job. Her name's Renee. So Renee, you've done a fantastic job. It's exactly what I had in mind. And I think that whoever wins this prize is going to love it. And she's put in a little card. I've got all the wrapping paper safely to one side. That's her logo. How cute is that even? Looks like my jumper, doesn't it? So yeah, Renee, you've done a great job, and this is her like regular size mug, and because I didn't want to miss out, I ordered one for myself, but I asked her if she would do one in the large size because I like a big mug. So she did this one for me. So I'll just hold them next to each other so you can see the difference in the size. Not much difference, just a little bit. And I know she'd done an extra sheep one and she had that in her shop, but it's already sold, so somebody's got onto that. But the details for Renee, and I will definitely put everything that I talk about, any links to any stores, any knitwear designers, it'll all be in the show notes down below. So Renee's details will be in the show notes below. But Renee is Renee Daniel Jeffries on Etsy. She's from New South Wales. She has 50 sales in her store. She's got some other beautiful things like really quirky designs on mugs and plates. I think I've seen butter dishes and things of that nature. But for this size mug, she charges $40, and for this size mug, she charges $45, which I think for a hand-painted mug, that's pretty good. I can't remember if I paid, I think I did pay postage, but there's a lot of wrapping paper and box and all that sort of stuff involved in it. So yeah, I'll be putting some photos of these, and some lucky person who's knitting this Zweig will win this guy. So that's something to look forward to. Let me just make sure I put them to one side nice and safely. I do not want to break them at this stage of the game. Although I'm sure Renee would make me another one. So yeah, if you're in the market for a really cute mug, contact Renee. And or if you just fancy if you're not knitting this Zweig and you fancy one of those sheep mugs, I'm sure if you asked her, she'd probably make one for you too. So that's pretty much all I've got this week, guys, which is, I feel like I've whipped through it pretty quickly. There is quite a bit of stuff there that I've been making. I have got a little bit more to talk about, which is my purchases. So, you know, I completely understand if you are not interested in seeing that aspect of it, that's fine. If it's a trigger thing for you, that's fine. I love a little bit of an online purchase, and my daughter and I did an Instagram live the other day for the first time, and Caleb joined us, and I have to agree with Caleb's sentiments that whether it be yarn, a craft, whatever it is that you're into, fabrics, collecting craft items and making craft items are basically two separate hobbies in my mind. So, as I say, I am about to show you some of the purchases that I have made. So if you're not interested, that's perfectly fine. I've enjoyed your company. Thanks for popping in this week and seeing what I'm up to. Alright, but for everybody else, let's have a look at what I've been buying. So, the first thing that I have purchased is some fabric marking pens. I bought the fabric stamps, and I've bought the fabric paints. The brand that I'm using for the fabric paints are these. This brand, and I'm finding them to be quite good. They blend quite well together, which is important because some of the colours are a little bit out there, but once you mix them to the colour palette that you want, they mix quite well, and they're heat set. So you can paint on fabric and then just wait for it to dry, put a piece of baking paper or something over it, and then just run the iron over it. I do it about, I heat it, let it cool, heat it, let it cool, heat it, let it cool. So I do it 3 times just to make sure. So, yeah, that's the brand. But I was enjoying those so much. But on fabric with a paintbrush, it's quite hard to get the finer details that I would like. So I started investigating and had a look. And I found that the same brand do marking like textures basically. So I bought all these bits from my favourite shop. Can you guess? Spotlight, yeah. So I got these from Spotlight. They weren't cheap. These were $40 odd. But so I'm hoping they're going to be amazing. But I will let you know. I'm going to have a play with them this week. I am hoping to make the grand poobah of hand-painted project bags this week, so we'll see if I can come up with that, and I'll be using these. So it's got a good colour range in it, and I believe that they are heat set exactly the same as the paints. Apply colour to fabric, let dry for 24 hours. Machine washable, best on white and light coloured fabrics. So that's what it says. We'll see. I'll let you know. So I've purchased that. And I know I keep going on about her because I'm kind of fangirling on her. And that is Paula from Stitched by Mrs. D. And she makes her own dresses. And she makes lovely dresses. And she chooses beautiful fabric. And you always look amazing, Paula. So I want to look amazing in my handmade dresses as well. So she had on a dress the other day. There is a particular style that she makes a lot of. But she mentioned one the other day that had a collar. And because I'm sitting and even when I'm standing, I'm not very tall. I'm about 5 foot. I was told years ago that if I wear a V-neck, it makes me look taller. I don't know if that's true, but I'm all about the V-neck. Not that this is a V-neck, but she had on a dress that had a collar that came to a V-neck. And as soon as she mentioned it, because, you know, you only have to hint that something is quite good to me and I'll have to go and hunt it down and buy it. It's ridiculous. But she mentioned the pattern, and so I went and had a look for it, and I found it. So this is it. It's the penny dress. And I reckon you could frame this picture and hang it in your sewing room, and how nice would just that look? I mean, the packaging on these patterns, it's so nice. I mean, I'm used to, you know, just the paper packet patterns, but I love the sturdiness of this, the colour choices that they've made. It's so nice. And this is the Sew Over It patterns, and this is the penny dress. So that's it there. If you want to see Paula wearing this dress, I will link the episode that she's wearing this dress in the show notes so that you can have a look what it looks like in action. I'm hoping it's going to be easy to make. The sizing looks quite good on it. So it goes up to a size 20, which is a finished bust measurement of 49.5. So not the extra large sizes, but it goes up to a good size. So it had some recommended fabrics that it would be best made in. So they are talking about fabrics like rayon, crepe, linen, lightweight cottons such as lawn or seersucker. So I had a look on the website where I purchased this to see what fabrics they had, because I don't know why, because I don't need fabric, but I did, and I thought you had to spend over a certain amount of money to get free postage. Sold. So I bought some fabric from them. Haven't even opened it yet. But I thought for Christmas this might be nice. And I do like a little sort of a check. So I just got a plain red with a check, and I thought I could put some broderie anglaise or something to dress it up or down, or some ribbons, or you know, some nice embroidered ribbons or something like that. And they on this website, which I'll tell you the website in a second, they offer a service where they will choose the matching thread for you. So it wasn't that much extra, and I thought I haven't got any red thread, so I selected that option. So I got that, and my plan is at some point to make that dress with this fabric. I'll do it soon, I think, because the weather is warming up, and I'm keen to see how I go with that, especially since there is a collar. I watched a few Google reviews on this dress pattern, and everybody had nice things to say about it, and they said that the collar wasn't difficult because it's more like a shawl collar. So I'm hoping that that will work out for me. If you see me wearing this dress, you'll know it worked out. If you see this lining in bags, you'll know it didn't work out for me. We'll see. But the place that I got that from is the Sewing Gem. And she sent this nice little note with it. Really cute. She wrote, "Dear Kathy, thank you very much for your order. If we can help with in any way in the future, please let us know. Happy sewing." So I think they probably, if I ran into a problem, I'm pretty confident I could contact them and they might talk me down off a ledge. So we will see. But that was Anne Marie, and that is sewinggem.com.au. And they had a whole range of patterns, but I thought I would get that one because Paula had recommended it. And I'm all about that. Now, the last purchase that I've made, and I bought this off Etsy, and I'm not kidding you, I reckon I probably bought this maybe 4.5 months ago. I actually forgot all about it. I completely forgot about it, and I actually have another order coming from her that I ordered not long after that. It still hasn't arrived, but I'll show it to you, of course, when it gets here. But I'm not even going to attempt, I don't think, to... Let me see. Shall I? All right, let's go. Mrkresticom. So she's from Russia, and that's her Etsy store. I will link it in the show notes below. Because these items took so long to get to me, I checked her shop today, and there are... some of these things aren't there anymore. But she has a lot of stuff. She has a lot of beautiful, beautiful things. And she does offer free shipping from time to time. So I'm not quite sure whether it's the deal where you spend over X amount of dollars and you get free shipping, or whether it was a promotional thing that I hooked onto. But I did not pay for shipping from Russia for these items. So let's have a look. I must admit, like when I was showing you the elephant, I don't think I told you where I got the pattern from. But that was from Jody from Rick Rack in Ballarat. But I'll link all that. As I said, I'll link all that below. Alright, what have I bought from Russia? So I've bought this kit to make that little doll wearing a fox cape. And it is super cute, and it's all in Russian, but that's alright. I feel like I'll be able to work it out, and somebody suggested to me yesterday that Google Translator may potentially be a good friend of mine while I'm trying to work these out. So let's have a look what you get inside. So that's all the bits that come inside of this box. So the only thing I will say I'm a little bit disappointed, but not really, is if you look at the picture on the front of the box and look at her little boots. I quite like those little boots she's got on. But whether they're in the pattern, I'm not sure, because they've sent me these little boots, which are like little gym boot sneaker arrangements, ankle boots. So I'm not sure. You don't make her teddy, that's pre-made. So that's that guy. But all the other bits are packed up in the fabric and everything. So I'm going to have a crack at that this week. I am pretty excited to have a go at that. Plus her hair. Came with her hair there. And the instruction book, which I don't think is going to be of any assistance to me unless it's, well, it's the pattern, but it is all in Russian. Yep, all in Russian. But as I said to my daughter, I'm a professional crafter. I'm pretty sure I could work it out. We will see. So I'll be doing that this week, having a go. And I also got from that shop, which I haven't taken out of the wrapper yet, so I'll hold it gently. I got this, which is a little timber. Actually, I'll take it out of the wrapper because it's going to be glary otherwise. But this is a little timber cutout, I suppose you'd call it. And it is designed for when you're doing embroidery or any sort of thread work. You can thread the colours through and keep the colours in line with the pattern that you're following. So let's have a look at this guy. There he is. So it's got the numbers around the edge there, and you can put your thread in those. And if you have a close look, his little eye there is actually a magnet, so you can put your use it as like a needle minder on the frame there. And it came with a little bobbin to put a little bit of thread in it. So, yep. I think I like that. I haven't seen those sorts of things in Australia, so they may have them, I don't know, but yeah, I think that'll be nice. And the other thing that I also got from her shop was this, which I think is really cute, and it's a thread minder. So these are, I've just wrapped a little bit of thread that was left over from Lindsay's kit on this little bunny to show you. So the thread wraps around and you can keep track, and if you see down the bottom there, it's got the little slots, so you can just slide your thread in so that you always know where the end is. But it's got all the different, I'll hold it like that so you can see the detail on. So it's got the little bunny, there's a little little fox, it's got a little owl, and it's got a little echidna, porcupine, and what's the last one there? Is a little teddy bear. Little teddy bear. And of course they all stand, two of each of those, and they all stand nicely in these. I mean, just a nice little thing to have in your craft room, even with a different colour on each one. So I thought that was a super cute. And the other kit that I've bought, which I'll probably do a bit closer to Christmas because she's a reindeer, and that's this one. So I think all combined this was just over $100. So if it was, that kind of says that that's what, maybe that's why I got free shipping, I'm not sure. But she's not unlike the Luna rabbit that everybody's making, but she's a little reindeer because she's got the little antlers there. So I haven't even opened that box, and I'm not going to open it until I do it because I might lose the bits otherwise. And I didn't buy this, but she's thrown this in as a free gift, and that was this guy. So a little Christmas wreath that I think will be nice to make at Christmas time in some nice Christmas fabrics. So yeah, I've got a lot on the agenda to keep me busy. But that's about it. I haven't got any further purchases. It's starting to warm up here, so we're spending a bit more time outside. It's nice in the afternoons, just sitting out in the sun. Yep. Other than that, life is very quiet, which is just how I like it. And yeah. So if you're up to anything new in the crafting world, let me know. And leave me a little message like you've all been doing, and we'll have a little chat. I love that. And I don't normally say it, but give the video a thumbs up. Look, to be honest, I really don't mind. I like doing it just for the sake of doing it. It's nice that people watch, but and I love chatting with you all, but having zillions of subscribers is, I mean, I like to be able to recognise the names when I see them, and if you have a lot of subscribers, I think it would be harder to keep that personal connection going. So although we're heading up towards 500 subscribers, so yay, it is nice that when I see your name there, I remember who it was and what we were talking about, and yeah, so that side of it's nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed having a chat with you all in the last 2 weeks, and I look forward to hearing what you're up to and what you're doing, and maybe what the weather's like where you are now, because it's starting to get hot here. Alright guys, I'm waffling on as usual. I will see you in 2 weeks, and we'll see what I've been up to then. Bye!